Most people think the best way to remove corn kernels is to hold the cob upright and slice down, but that common method is actually messy and wastes a lot of those sweet golden kernels. If you've been doing it that way, you're not alone. But today, I'll show you a much easier, cleaner way to strip corn in seconds, no fancy tools needed. Ready to change the way you prep corn forever? Let's get started. Let's start with the two most common ways people try to remove corn kernels and why they just don't work well. The first method, using your fingers to pull off each kernel one by one. It's slow, it's messy, and honestly, it's frustrating. Not only do you end up with corn juice all over your hands, but it also takes forever if you're prepping more than one cob. Plus, you often end up crushing the kernels instead of getting them out whole. The second method is slicing straight down the cob with a knife while holding it upright. At first, it seems faster, but here's the problem. When you cut down like that, a lot of the kernels get left behind on the cob, and the ones that do come off, they scatter everywhere on the counter, the floor, even your shirt. Both of these methods waste time and corn, but don't worry, there's a smarter way coming up next. And have you ever struggled with one of these methods? Or do you have your own corn cutting trick? Let me know in the comments. Let's dive into a simple and clean method to remove corn kernels straight from the cob. First, peel away the outer husk and remove all the silk. This step only takes a moment. Corn is not only sweet and versatile, it is also rich in fiber, antioxidants, and essential nutrients like vitamin B and magnesium. Next, take the corn cob and snap it in half. If it feels too tough to break by hand, you can use a sturdy kitchen knife instead. Once it is split, take a close look at the inside. You will see a soft white center in the middle of the cob. That soft core is the key to this method. Now pick up a pair of kitchen scissors. Take the pointed end of the scissors and press it directly into the soft white core of the corn. Make sure to push it in deep enough so it stays stable. Once the scissors are secure, gently open the blades just slightly and begin to twist them from side to side. Rotate them to the left and then to the right. As you do this, the center of the cob will start to crack and loosen. After a few gentle twists, the cob will begin to split. Continue until it separates completely into two halves. You will now see the corn kernels are clearly arranged in neat rows. This is where the real magic begins. With the cob now open, you can start to remove the kernels. Just run your fingers along the rows or use the flat edge of a spoon or a dull knife to guide them out. Because the center has already been loosened from the inside, the kernels come off smoothly and in one piece. This method gives you clean, whole kernels without the mess or waste of traditional techniques. And while you are preparing your corn, it is a great time to remember why corn is such a valuable food. It supports digestion, helps regulate blood sugar, and provides steady energy through its complex carbohydrates. It also contains important minerals that support overall health. Now take a look at the results. The kernels are fully removed and perfectly clean. The cob is nearly spotless with very little left behind. This technique saves time and keeps your workspace much cleaner than slicing or pulling kernels by hand. So here is a question for you. What do you usually use corn for? Do you like to add it to fried rice, soups, salads, or maybe turn it into a creamy corn pudding? Let me know your favorite corn recipe in the comments. Take one last look at the separated cob and the beautiful golden kernels, clean, whole, and ready to use. Next time you need to remove corn from the cob, try this method. It might just become your new favorite kitchen trick. Now that you got your corn beautifully separated, let's talk about how to store it properly, especially if you plan to use it within the next 2 to 3 days. The first step is simple. Rinse the kernels under clean running water. This helps remove any bits of cob or leftover silk that might still be clinging to them. Once rinsed, make sure to drain them thoroughly. You want the corn to be as dry as possible before storing it. Excess moisture can lead to spoilage, even in the refrigerator. After the kernels are dry, transfer them into an airtight container or a resealable zip-top bag. Make sure it's sealed tightly to keep out air and moisture which can cause the corn to lose its freshness more quickly. Now place the container in the refrigerator. The ideal temperature for storing fresh corn is around 4 degrees Celsius or 39 degrees Fahrenheit. This keeps the corn crisp, sweet, and ready to use without drying out or turning sour. With this method, your corn stays fresh and flavorful for 2 to 3 days, perfect for adding to salads, stir fries, or even a quick corn soup whenever you're ready. Taking a few extra steps to store your corn right makes all the difference. Up next, we'll cover how to store corn for longer if you're not using it right away. Here's one of the most popular ways to store corn in the United States, especially after the harvest season when corn is plentiful and you want to save some for later. Freezing is a great option, and if done properly, it helps preserve the flavor, texture, and nutrients of your corn for months. Let's walk through the steps. First, you'll need to blanch the corn. Blanching is a quick cooking process that helps stop enzyme activity, which can cause loss of flavor and color during storage. Start by bringing a large pot of water to a boil. Once it's bubbling, add your separated corn kernels into the water and let them cook for about 2 minutes. This is just enough to heat the corn through without overcooking it. As soon as the 2 minutes are up, quickly remove the kernels and place them into a bowl of ice water. This step is very important. Let the corn sit in the ice bath for 2 to 3 minutes. The cold water immediately stops the cooking process, locking in the freshness and keeping the kernels from turning mushy later on. After that, drain the corn and make sure it's completely dry. You can lay the kernels out on a clean towel or paper towel to let the excess water evaporate. This helps prevent freezer burn. Now let's talk about packaging. Transfer the corn into freezer-safe zip-top bags or airtight plastic containers made for freezing. If you're using zip bags, try to press out as much air as possible before sealing them. Removing air helps protect the corn from ice crystals and keeps it tasting fresh longer. Don't forget to label the bags or containers with the freezing date. That way, you'll know exactly how long it has been stored. Place the packaged corn in the freezer, ideally at 0 degrees Celsius or lower. When stored this way, your corn will stay at its best for 2 to 3 months. In many cases, it can still be used up to 6 months later if you've kept it sealed and frozen properly. When you're ready to use the frozen corn, you have 2 options. You can thaw it naturally in the fridge, or you can cook it straight from frozen. No need to defrost if you're adding it to hot dishes like soups, stews, fried rice, or porridge. You can even toss it into mixed salads or use it in corn fritters and savory pies. Freezing corn is a fantastic way to enjoy that sweet summer flavor all year round. And once you try it, you'll see why it's such a common practice in American households. And there you have it. Whether you're using your corn right away or saving it for later, now you know how to remove, store, and freeze it like a pro. With just a few simple steps, you can enjoy fresh, sweet corn in all your favorite dishes any time of year. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more easy kitchen tips. Thanks for watching, and let us know in the comments what's your favorite way to use corn. See you next time.